What's up YouTube? So we've got a brand new episode of Preacher, and it is my favourite one, I think, of the whole season so far. So I've chastised this show in the past for being a bit slow and just generally going forward very slow. But I never thought I'd say that the best episode and the most exciting episode was a Mexican standoff episode. Yes, we got the big reveal last episode that Odin Quincannon was coming straight for the church due to a verbal agreement with Odin Quincannon. The cold openings on the show are some of the best things I think that the show does. So this week we got, weirdly, it starts off in the snow with a cable car, and I'm like, well, what? Texas kind of doesn't have snow. I don't think it's ever snowed in Texas. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I don't think it has. But we soon learn that, well, it's Odin's family, and they all perish due to a freak accident, which leads to a very disturbing scene where he is holding up the guts of a cow and his daughter and saying, well, there's no difference. Well, he has a point, doesn't he, that there is no difference between the whole human anatomy and animal anatomy, because it's all, I guess we're all atoms, aren't we, at the end of the day, but he's lost his faith there. I'm not sure if he had any faith before that. This may be the tipping point for him. And also why he has got a creepy obsession with meat, and there's some weird things going on in the Odin Quincannon meat packing plant, which I'm sure we'll explore very, very soon. This is what sets us up, and we do learn that this is what Jesse's dad was called to in the middle of the night to sort out a rabid man holding up intestines, which was very, very disturbing if you ask me. So we get the whole thing with him wanting the plant and wanting a brand new location to build the plant. So he pretty much wants to build a huge food court on the land of the church, with the sheriff going, look, this is holy ground. And he's like, nah. He's completely lost, isn't he? I mean, it seems like the word of God didn't even work on him whatsoever. So this is what's going on. This is a very weird episode because it doesn't really play to, like, with Jesse, he's supposed to be a good guy and he's shooting guys left, right and centre. I mean, is that really a good thing? I think it was very out of character, but I did actually enjoy it, and it does kind of make sense that he would shoot people because he's not technically a completely good guy, is he? Because we know about his past with Tulip, who in this show has a very weird story arc as we see her look for a dog, adopt a dog, learn to love it, and then feed it to something, which I would say is Cassidy, who wasn't shown in this episode. So I don't really see why that bit was in this show. They're kind of learning, I think, so far, and they're stopping with the weird subplots that don't really go anywhere so far. So we see, what I don't like is when you have a hallucination of a character who's dead or missing, etc., talk to the protagonist, and that is when the protagonist kind of learns that, well, he needs to stop doing what he's doing, or stay the path, or do something different, or make a certain decision. This is what happened this week, and I was excited to see Eugene back. It's not him, and it wasn't him, and it's Preacher going kind of crazy, so I wasn't really a big fan of that. But we got the Angels back, who are, in my opinion, some of the best things on the show, and I do love watching them squabble, etc., with the rest of the cast. But we learn that, well, Genesis doesn't really want to be on its own. I mean, it did kind of leave heaven. It wanted to, like, be away from all that. So it's not really going to come out willingly, is it? It's a show that is... This episode was just so strange in the way that it's just the comedy in that, where the guy got his dick shot off, which I didn't really find that funny personally, but I'm sure some other people will. And the cleverness of the guy shooting his gun next to his head, and it did make me seem like he was killed, was astounding. And we saw at the end that, well, he won the day. And are we ever going to find out what happened to his arm? And it was funny seeing him in his Civil War outfit. Now, what is this going to mean for Jesse and the rest of the show? Because he's being led away from the church, and now he really seems to have lost the church. I mean, is it going to be... It seems odd that it gets taken over a verbal agreement, which is really strange, to be honest. But I guess that's a Texas thing. I don't know. But the show overall, the episode was a lot of fun to watch, and the standoff was hilarious to see the town come out and just start a barbecue for no reason. And then we had men led in like he was Odin was hilarious in the fact that he seemed like he was just a military general leading his men in, which he clearly isn't, and it did not work until one had to make the ultimate sacrifice and burst his eardrums. But I'm excited to see where this show goes. I did enjoy it. So if you did too, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more updates, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.